Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another Callous Mind NFL pick video. This week we are picking games for week 5 of the 2021 NFL season. This past weekend was a heck of a tough weekend to pick in. This week it seems like it's going to be a little better. And right off the top, on Thursday night, we have a matchup from the NFC West. Los Angeles goes north to play Seattle. And I got to tell you that Seattle was shaky against San Francisco, and the Rams just lost to the Cardinals. But I think the Los Angeles Rams are better suited to bounce back here. So I'm going to take the Los Angeles Rams on the road at the Seattle Seahawks. And the first game's up for Sunday, October 10th. New York Jets at the Atlanta Falcons. And I gotta say that I was shocked this past weekend when both the Jets and the Giants won. And I don't know, maybe the Jets have found their game now and understand what they're gonna do. Maybe they have, but the reality is that I don't have a lot of faith in them personally. So I will take the Atlanta Falcons at home against the New York Jets. And I know that Atlanta's been unreliable too. But what can I do? I mean, this is like a tale of two terrible options. So I'm going to take the home terrible option as opposed to the road terrible option. Next game, Green Bay at Cincinnati. This is actually, I think, much more of an interesting matchup than I would probably like to give it credit for. However, I'm going to give the nod to Green Bay, even though I do have faith in Cincinnati to a certain degree. Green Bay, I think, is finding their way. They're finding their rhythm. They're finding their groove. So I will take the Green Bay Packers on the road at the Cincinnati Bengals. Next game, Detroit at Minnesota. This is an NFC North matchup. And this could be, a more critical game for Minnesota because, let's face it, they're probably looking to at least try to get a wild card. And, unless they beat Green Bay twice head-to-head, chances are Minnesota would have to settle for a wild card. So they need this game, although I think the Lions, once again, NFC interdivisional matchup, this thing could probably go either way. But I'm going to give the nod to the Minnesota Vikings, so I will take Minnesota at home against the Detroit Lions. Next game, AFC West versus AFC North, Denver Broncos versus Pittsburgh Steelers. I have absolutely zero faith in the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. I feel like their offensive line is just not holding up. I know that Denver's quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater, just got knocked out of this past weekend's game. But I think even if they have to settle on Drew Lock for as their backup, and their backup's got to start the game, I think Denver will be okay because their defense is pretty solid. So I will take the Denver Broncos on the road at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Next game, the Battle of Florida. Miami Dolphins visit the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I had, so much faith in Miami that I'd picked them in week 4. But now this is week 5. And they're going to Tampa to play. Tampa's been on the road for a couple games now. And I've just got to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady here. So I will take Tampa Bay at home against the Miami Dolphins. Next game up, New Orleans at Washington Football Team. In the past, I would have taken New Orleans undoubtedly. But the problem is, with New Orleans and Jameis Winston, you don't know what you're going to get from week to week. And I don't like picking that uncertainty. And I know that the Washington Football Team seems good to be able to score at least 30 points. So if they can hold you to less than that and score that many, I think they'll win. I'll take the Washington Football Team at home against the New Orleans Saints. This next game up is very interesting. Philadelphia at Carolina. I certainly think that Philadelphia is capable of going into Carolina and winning, but I gotta say that I greatly respect the Carolina Panthers, and I will actually take them at home. So I will take the Carolina Panthers at home against the Philadelphia Eagles. Next game, I believe this is an AFC South matchup. Tennessee at Jacksonville. If Jacksonville was going to get their first win, I think this would probably be the ideal time to do that, especially since the Tennessee Titans are coming off of a loss to the New York Jets. However, I know that this game is very important to the Tennessee Titans, so I will give them the nod on the road, especially coming off that terrible loss to the Jets. So I will take the Tennessee Titans on the road at Jacksonville. Next game, New England at Houston. I'm not so sure that Houston has anything from an offensive standpoint. I think maybe New England is starting to get their act together. I know they gave Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers all they wanted this past weekend. So I will take the New England Patriots on the road against the Houston Texans. Okay, so next game up, Adam v. Rob. The Chicago Bears head west to take on the Raiders in Las Vegas. And of course I'm going to go with the silver and black here. This is a no-brainer for me, and undoubtedly I'm going to go. I'm not going to pick against the Raiders in this game. So I will take the Las Vegas Raiders at home against the Chicago Bears. This next game up, Cleveland at Los Angeles Chargers. After the Raiders' Monday Night Football loss last night, this became all that more critical for the Browns to win. I'm asking the Browns to help the Raiders out in this particular area, and I am going to take the Cleveland Browns on the road at the Los Angeles Chargers, even though I know that the Chargers are a decent football team. I'm going to bet that the Browns are just a little bit better than them, so I will take the Browns on the road at the Los Angeles Chargers. Next game up, NFC East matchup, New York Giants head west to take on the Dallas Cowboys. And I got to say, I know the New York Giants finally won this past weekend, but that makes no difference to me. I think Dallas handles them easily, and I think the Dallas Cowboys roll at home against the New York, they might be Giants. Next game up, San Francisco 49ers at Arizona Cardinals. This is another NFC West matchup, and I know that the Seahawks just barely scraped by the San Francisco 49ers and probably for all intents and purposes should have lost that game. However, that really has not much bearing on this particular game. The Arizona Cardinals need to win this game because this is an NFC West matchup. They need to win all the games against their NFC West opponents, period, full stop. So I will take the Arizona Cardinals at home against the San Francisco 49ers. And then on Sunday Night Football, it's the Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Buffalo Bills are on a roll. They've got their groove back. I think they understand what they're doing, what they're playing for. Kansas City's been very shaky. Even this past weekend, they were still shaky. And so I am taking the Buffalo Bills on the road at the Kansas City Chiefs. And this game right here could be critical for the Bills, especially as far as home field advantage in the AFC playoffs goes. So I don't know if Kansas City is going to rebound and be good, be playoff bound or wild card or whatever. I don't know how the season's going to finish. But I do know that the reality is this is a very important game for the Buffalo Bills, and that cannot be overstated. I know it's only week 5, but this is the reality of the NFL, that every week is critical. All right, and finally, Monday, October 11th brings us another Monday Night Football game. The Indianapolis Colts travel to the Baltimore Ravens, and this is kind of a no-brainer for me. I will take the Baltimore Ravens at home against the Indianapolis Colts. All right, so that's going to do it for this week 5 2021 NFL picks video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until I talk to you on Wednesday, live at 12:45 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, please, please, please be good to yourselves and each other, and I'll talk to you later. God bless.